Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Duke, and this is another episode of Right Makes Might. Glad to be with you. Well, we returned to campus today, particularly North Georgia University, for a rather icky story about 4 young undergraduate white males who decided to set up a table on campus that was all about promoting abortion rights. They were young activists, and on the table where they promoted this particular worldview, they had a series of cards set up with the following statement: abortion should remain legal because, and then blank spaces. Passers-by were encouraged to write anything they want in the blank space. My personal favorite was from a young student who wrote, abortion should remain legal because my vagina is too pretty to let a fetus crawl out. Well, stop and think about that for a second. The academic left, and the left in general, has told us for years now that to describe an unborn child as anything other than a fetus is insulting. It is anti-scientific. These are just clumps of cells. They don't have unique personalities. They don't respond to music when you play outside the womb. They are not able to smile and move around in their mother's womb. All that we have to disregard because they're just fetuses. You may remember how much trouble Hillary Clinton got in a few weeks ago by using the word baby to describe an unborn child, not fetus. And you may also recall the Doritos commercial that occurred during the Super Bowl, where a fetus, a baby in the mother's womb, was actually eating a Dorito, and this what sent the Planned Parenthood crowd absolutely nuts. Beyond that, this argument that my vagina is too pretty to let a fetus crawl out, the fact that the fetus is crawling in the first place pretty much means that it's a living being, right? I have seen very few clumps of cells crawl anywhere. And the fact that these idiotic boys decided to anthropomorphize the fetus by making it in the shape of a baby also suggests that there's no real serious way to deal with what's inside a mother's womb without humanizing it. It's kind of shocking. I remember back 12 years ago when I was teaching at Oklahoma State University, February 14th, every February 14th, Valentine's Day, groups of feminist students led by their feminist and women's studies professors would rename Valentine's Day, a celebration of traditional heterosexual love that had to go. They would rename it Vagina Monologues Day in honor of Eve Ensler's play about, well, monologuing vaginas. And so to commemorate Vagina Monologue Day, this particular February 14th, a group of young girls had commissioned chocolate suckers with little white sticks on them in the shape of vaginas. And so in a instance of shock theater on campus, they were standing out in the middle of the quad, handing these suckers out to people. Little kids they were giving these suckers to, adults, professors, other students. And this was all terribly transgressive. This was a blow for increased awareness about sexuality, women's lib. I guess burning bras now has been replaced by munching on chocolate suckers in the shape of female genitalia. But the thing that was really most remarkable is totally predictable. A group of fraternity boys who had received the suckers ripped the plastic off and very lewdly started eating the suckers right in front of the feminist students. These little precious snowflakes of feminism, they immediately were offended by this spectacle and went and complained to the student police, the campus police, that they were being harassed by the way the boys were eating the suckers that they created, suckers that they handed to the boys. This is my point, I think, in way of closing. Academic feminism. Look, the idea that feminism means equal treatment for men and women is nonsense. We're mostly there now anyway. We've long passed that. Feminism on college campuses is about hate, it's about intolerance, it's about misandrony. I ask my students all the time, what do you call it when men have an irrational hatred of women? And they all chime up, right? Oh, that's misogyny. They've heard that word since middle school. Try asking a group of young kids, high school, college-age kids, to name the word for the irrational hatred of men. Crickets. Misandrony. Right? This idea, this is what you've promoted, academic feminists. You've got young boys now who fashion themselves liberals, biting the heads off little baby cookies, right? Completely trivializing abortion, completely trivializing sexual relationships. You've turned them into brutes. And now you've got young girls at places like Oklahoma State University who are, on the one hand, so juvenile that they will create chocolate suckers in the shape of vaginas and then get mad at the boys who take full advantage of the opportunity. This is the kind of coarsening of culture. This is the kind of disparate outcome. This is the kind of absolute bloody nonsense that the kind of feminism we see on campus breeds. Ladies, Academic feminists, college culture. I'm telling you, this is what you've done. You have not elevated men. You have not made them better. You have not made them more respectful of women. You've just dragged girls down into the gutter with them. So congratulations. Have another cookie.
This is Right Makes Might with Dr. Duke.